Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television's on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news in full. Troops of Operation World Stroke have recorded major breakthroughs in the fight against insecurity in Benue and Taraba states, rescuing 657 kidnapped victims and neutralizing 124 armed criminals within the last 12 months. Force Commander Operation World Stroke Major General Moses Dara, who was represented by the commander of 401 Special Forces Brigade, Brigadier General Kolawole Bukoye, disclosed this while briefing defense respondents during a fact-finding media tour of the operations area of responsibility. Defense correspondent Kike Lomo Okere has details.
Force Commander Operation World Stroke Major General Moses Gara, who was represented by the commander of 401 Special Forces Brigade, Brigadier General Kolawole Bukoye, outlined sustained offensive operations, intelligence-driven raids, and constant troops presence as key factors behind the success recorded against banditry, kidnapping, armed robbery, and communal violence. He says the period under review witnessed several clearance operations, cordon and search mission, and aggressive patrols, leading to the rescue of adopted victims from the criminal hideout and the recovery of arms, ammunition, and logistics. According to him, these efforts have significantly degraded criminal networks and boosted public confidence, with community previously abandoned now experiencing gradual return of social and economic activities.
States is moved relatively calm now. Today, our sister homes, it's a gradual process. There has to be certainty on the ground, and people need to be told the truth. The narrative has to change.
Brigadier General Bukoye noted that areas such as Yewata community have fully regained normalcy, describing the security situation as stable and peaceful. Defense correspondents on the tour also observed calm across the area, with farmers returning to their farmlands under the watch of the security forces. The Military High Command reaffirmed its commitment to sustain the gains, assuring continued collaboration with other security agencies, traditional institutions, and local communities.
Yelwata right now is peaceful. We're still waiting on the government to put one or two things in place so that people can fully be integrated back into the society. But life in Yelwata is very, very normal. People go to farms with the military patrol, they come back with the military patrol.
The media tour, initiated by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oloyede, is aimed at providing the public with accurate first-hand reports on security operations across the country. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has urged security agencies to rescue worshippers abducted by gunmen during an attack on 3 churches in Kurmi Wali community of Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. He noted that schools and places of worship are increasingly being targeted, warning that the threat poses a grave threat to public safety and social stability. Gunmen had reportedly stormed churches and abducted more than 100 worshippers, drawing strong condemnation from the speaker, who expressed deep concern over growing waves of mass kidnappings. Meanwhile, Kaduna State Governor Ubasani has assured residents of Kurmi Wali village that all abducted persons will be rescued following Sunday's kidnapping incident. Speaking during a visit to the community, the governor said the state is working with the military, DSS, police, and officer of the National Security Advisor to secure the victims' return. He also pledged medical support for injured residents and revealed plans to establish a military base in the area to curb banditry. Following admission by the Nigerian police that gunmen abducted worshippers during a church service last Sunday in Kaduna State, after initially dismissing reports of the attack as false, a cross-section of Nigerians have been reacting to what has been described as mass abduction. In his reaction, Reverend Joseph Hayab, chairman of Christians in northern Nigeria, spoke on the attack, insisting that it was not possible for such an incident to be swept under the carpet. Uyi Agbomofoegbe, who has been tracking the development, reports that a long block of people sharing the same surname suggests entire families may have been taken, likely for ransom.
The reversal by the police authorities follows claims from church leaders and local officials that large numbers of people were taken from several churches. Ayab stated that he and his team have provided the authorities names of those kidnapped, while lamenting that government's denial only gave more room for the abductors to run further into the forest.
Those who argued yesterday that if we claim people were kidnapped, we should produce the names. We did produce the name of over 177 people, and there's no contest that it was real. Those who argue that if we claim that people have been kidnapped, we should show evidence. We had those who escaped even with injury on their body, and they publicly made confession. When we were busy denying, we were just giving the bandits room to continue to go far away. At that time, we're supposed to be pursuing them. Let's even assume it's a false alarm. We're supposed to be pursuing to prove. But we're not pursuing, we're busy denying and giving them space to further run away. This is the mistake that must never happen in our country.
This kidnapping marks the latest in a wave of mass abductions targeting both Christians and Muslims in Nigeria, piling more pressure on the country as it faces international scrutiny over insecurity. After a diplomatic offensive, the United States last month launched strikes in Nigeria targeting militants that authorities said were linked to the Islamic State group. The country faces myriad and sometimes overlapping armed conflicts that kill both Muslims and Christians, including an insurgency raging since 2009. Uyi Agbomofoegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
Very sad incident there. A cross-section of Nigerians have attributed the recent killing of a mother and her 6 children in Kano to lack of proper upbringing by parents and poor neighborhood loneliness. Others, on the other hand, blame the phenomenon on failure on the part of government. Zaral Nasiru spoke to some Nigerians in Abuja on this and files in this report.
Lack of home training refers to deficits in fundamental manners, discipline, and social etiquette taught in childhood, resulting in behaviors like disrespect, entitlement, poor accountability, and an inability to handle situations calmly or follow rules as an adult. It's seen in individuals who don't say please, thank you, apologize, show empathy, or respect authority.
Lack of home training refers to missing foundational lessons in manners, discipline, respect, and social etiquette taught within the family, leading to poor character, disrespect, inability to handle rules or emotions, and a deficit in core life skills that schools are not designed to adequately compensate for. This consequently leads to individuals who struggle with accountability and healthy interactions. A mother in Abuja says it is crucial for parents to actively listen to their children, bond with them, and raise properly, not only academically, but also religiously.
I advise parents that when you are training children, please, you train them religiously. They should know religion. First, as you are training them academically, you should train them religiously. Show them love. Number 2, show the children love very well. Unite with your child. You as the mother, unite with your child. Show your child love. Let him be able to tell you everything that bothers him. Show him that you are always there for him. So I'm telling you, when you are doing that, you will not go astray.
Other Nigerians attribute this reality to social problems occasioned by government's reluctance to provide basic amenities, leading to unemployment and tendency to turn to crime.
No, it is not home training. Listen, it is the system. The administration collapsed. Like in advanced world, if the father or the mother fail to take responsibility, the government will take the children, because the children belongs to the government. As you are now, you are government property. You are not on your own. When the department that is involved are not doing the right thing, you must see evils every day today, because the evil is coming from the hem of affairs.
I think as a father, you see, training a child or children bordered on the responsibility of both the father and the mother. And as I said, what happened in Kano, where a child at the age of 23 connived with other children, and they went and finished a whole family of 6. I think, to me, my advice as a father should be very close to the children. The father should be able to advise the children.
Nigerians are therefore calling on government at all levels to be more proactive and design policies and programs to address the social ills in the society. Zahra Nasir, reporting for Global TV.
Moving on now to the federal government has pledged support for agricultural and infrastructure development at the Federal University of Education, Katangora in Niger State, as part of efforts to enhance food security, reduce poverty, and drive economic growth. Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Abdullahi, made the pledge during a courtesy visit by the university's delegation led by its Vice-Chancellor, Professor Farouk Haruna, at the National Agricultural Growth Scheme Agro Pocket Office in Abuja. Senator Abdullahi said the collaboration would focus on practical, hands-on agricultural training and entrepreneurship aimed at producing a new generation of agripreneurs, while urging the institution to embrace smart agriculture, digital technology, and data-driven farming to improve efficiency, sustainability, and yields. The national security of the Abure-led fraction of the Labour Party, Comrade Umar Farouk, has insisted that Julius Abure remains the authentic national chairman of the party, despite recent court rulings to the contrary. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Global Television, Comrade Farouk said Abure's tenure was validly extended at a duly recognized national convention held in Inewi, stressing that the process followed the party's constitution. Ubong Osoro tells us more.
A recent Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, presided over by Honorable Justice Lifo, recently sacked the Abure-led Labour Party. We are at the Secretariat of the Labour Party to speak with the party's leadership as to what is the Abure-led Labour Party going to be doing. So let's go have a seat with the leadership of the Labour Party as we dissect this decision and how it affects the Labour Party. Comrade Umar Farouk, the National Secretary of the Abure-led leadership, maintains that Julius Abure remains the duly elected and INEC-recognized national chairman of the Labour Party. According to him, the party's national convention in Inewi lawfully extended Abure's tenure, and the leadership has not received any valid directive from INEC reversing that position.
What baffles us is the judge, intervention in a matter in which the Supreme Court have already taken a decision, a very, very clear decision about that. Forget the wrong narratives that you are seeing in the social media.
Comrade Farouk further alleged that the Nanadi Usman-led caretaker committee is being sponsored by individuals bent on destabilizing the Labour Party. He called on aggrieved members to withdraw all petitions against the current leadership and return to the party fold, assuring them that the Abure-led faction remains open to dialogue, reconciliation, and internal peace.
We will consider our concern. Politics is about interest. It's not about personality. But you know how the people are taking it, the other camp are taking it. They are taking it on the personality of the leadership, of our leadership, and which we are not doing that.
You've heard from the National Secretary of the Abure-led Labour Party, Comrade Omar Farouk, who in an exclusive interview with us has told us he and his party will appeal the judgment of Honorable Lifo, who has actually sacked the Abure-led Labour Party leadership and told INEC to recognize Nadadi Osman. So it means the legal drama continues. But what happens to Labour Party faithfuls? Until then, my name is Ubong Husar for Global Television News.
You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. The News Cycle continues after this weather forecast, plus business, foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Hello, and here is your weather update. A direct flow of dry northerly winds from the Sahara continues to dominate the country, and this will lead to a noticeable drop in nighttime temperatures, bringing cooler nights and early mornings across many areas. So do keep that sweater handy, especially overnight and at dawn. Across the northern and central cities, conditions will remain predominantly sunny and dry, with improved visibility significantly throughout the day. Great weather for travel and outdoor activities. For the south, however, slightly different story. We expect patches of clouds with isolated thunderstorms developing during the afternoon and evening hours, particularly over parts of Cross River, Akwa Ibom, some parts of Bayelsa and River State. Residents in these areas are advised to stay weather aware and be safe. And that's the latest on the weather. Join us again.
You are welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Cycle on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, the federal government has unveiled the Nigerian Industrial Policy, NIP, aimed at driving value addition industrial growth, employment creation across the country, and ensuring that the manufacturing sector contributes up to 25% to the nation's gross domestic product, GDP. Speaking at the soft launch of the policy in Lagos during the presentation of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group Microeconomic Outlook Report for 2026, Nigeria's Minister of State for Industry, John Eno, described the policy, which was approved and validated in 2025, as a strategic step towards translating Nigeria's industrial potential into measurable productivity. According to him, the policy aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 8-point national agenda, particularly Agenda 7 on diversification and industrialization. The European Parliament has suspended its work on a proposed trade deal between the European Union and the United States following renewed tariff threats by United States President Donald Trump and his controversial comments on Greenland. The decision effectively puts on hold legislative proposals aimed at removing several European Union import duties on U.S. goods, a key element of the trade agreement reached in Turnberry, Scotland at the end of July. Proposals, which also include the continuation of zero import duties on U.S. lobster exports to EU, required approval from both the European Parliament and EU member states. On the foreign scene now, Guinea-Bissau's military junta has announced December 6th as a date for presidential and legislative elections. The decree, read by transitional leader General Houghton Entem, comes months after coup that ousted President Omaro Sissoco Embalo and halted the electoral process. ECOWAS leaders have welcomed the announcement, urging a transparent transition and release of detained political opponents. The commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guard has warned Washington that the force had its finger on the trigger in the wake of mass protests, as United States President Donald Trump said the Islamic Republic still appeared interested in talks. Trump has repeatedly left open the option of new military action against Iran after Washington backed and joined Israel's 12-day war in June, aimed at degrading Iranian nuclear and ballistic programs. A fortnight of protests started in late December shook the clerical leadership under Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali, but the movement was petered out in the face of a crackdown that activists say has left thousands of dead, accompanied by an unprecedented internet blackout. In sports news now, the Confederation of African Football has fined the Algerian Football Federation $100,000 as suspended two Algerian players over misconduct following Algeria's quarter-final defeat to Nigeria at the African Cup of Nations. Goalkeeper Luka Zindine was banned for 2 matches, while defender Rafik Belkhali received a 4-match suspension for their roles in post-match disturbances that broke out after Nigeria's 2-0 victory on Wednesday. CAF said the sanctions also covered scrutiny lapses, including attempts by fans to invade the pitch and inappropriate gestures towards match officials, though the Algerian FA has announced plans to appeal the decision. Chelsea has agreed a deal to sign Yissa Alao from Sheffield United. The Premier League club will pay an initial fee of €500,000 plus add-ons for the 17-year-old full-back. The Blues have beaten at least 3 of their rivals to land Alao as they continue to stockpile young talents. And that's it on News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @GlobalTVNG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.